Hello everybody, Cal Banyan's Hypnosis, etc. on You Got It, calbanyan.com, where you want to go and get the latest cool training free. Did you know we have like over 280 videos here? Tell your friends. And guess what? If you're watching this place anywhere but calbanyan.com, you got to go there right now, because right below this video, we got important and valuable text, graphics, and links that just make a whole lot more sense. Now, some of you guys, I know you think, I know what Cal looks like, I know what Elron looks like, so I'm not going to watch this on video. I'm just going to download it onto my iPod or iWhatever, or burn it to a CD. That's okay. There's a link right down there. Download the audio, listen to us. Won't hurt our feelings at all. What we want you to do, though, pay us back by leaving a comment once in a while. Send us a question, a topic idea, or please, this is the coolest thing, tell a friend. Tell one of your hypno friends. Love to add them to our audience. All right, let me tell you about Elron. Yes, Elron is back yet for another video providing his unique insight. Elron comes from a long history of really learning about personal development, learning personal study of psychology, all these kinds of different important things. But most importantly, he's a long-time studier of hypnosis. He sees clients. He's a working hypnotist. He's a successful hypnotist. He was a hypnotist before he even came to our center, where he studied 5-path and 7-path with us, and then just started blowing it away. How you doing, Elron?
I'm doing good, Cal. And I'm going to be a hypnotist forever.
Oh, wow. You're cursed. You got the hypno curse. The hypno
I know. Oh no. What am I going to do? I have an awesome profession. No. Thanks for everything, Cal. Seriously. I mean, I always learn from you. For those of you that don't, well, you guys know this. Cal is a living asset to the world of hypnosis.
What'd you call me?
A living asset.
Oh, I didn't catch the second syllable.
A living asset. A living treasure. Trove of wisdom to the world of hypnosis. And that's all I have to say about that.
Hey, so what are we going to do today?
I'm going to ask you questions, and then I might rant a little bit on my own.
Cool, let's rant away.
All right. First question. This just in. Cal, thanks so much for many. I'm paraphrasing here and there because sometimes I can't read without my glasses. Cal, thanks so much for so many great trainings. I just finished all the podcasts about age regression, and the very first thing I did after was order 5-path. My question about age regression is how to handle the ISE, which is the initial sensitizing event, the event that is responsible for the cause of the problem. That's what we do with age regression. And what do I do with that once it's happened in the womb? So this person has a situation where with about 4 out of 10 of my clients, the trauma is almost always the same. In the womb, there's this lack of motherly love. The mother's stressed out, the baby's undesired, the mother is dispirited and doesn't know what to do with the child, or she's been raped, or something else like that. What happens is when we do 5-path, we do insight-oriented techniques where we will try to add insight into that initial cause of the problem, that initial sensitizing event. And what this person claims is that more than 50% of the time, what she does is she has the client become the mother. That is, she has them take the psychological viewpoint of the mother and ask the mother if she loves her own child. And 50% of the time, the answer is no. And then what this hypnotist does is, or what she's done in the past, is have the client become the grown-up, right? Because what's happening while we're doing this is that we are talking to different parts of our client. There's the adult self, there's the child self, and sometimes we can even have them hallucinate being other people that were in the environment, or maybe even other people that they don't know, just to get a projection of what that viewpoint or what that insight or what those ideas might be, and then use it for helping people. There's a few problems with this, the way that she's doing it, that we'll get into in a moment. But then when she has them be the adult aspect of the client, they try to do the adult-child dialogue with what we refer to as the little one and tell her that she's lovable and desirable, but it doesn't really seem to take. It doesn't seem to really help. Okay, she says, maybe you don't experience this kind of problem in the U.S. because she's from Germany, but my observation shows that clients with lack of motherly love have this problem, and a lot of them are from the 60s and 70s, which is post-World War II era. And just basically, please give me advice. What do you think I should do?
Go to a different profession, because obviously you suck at hypnosis. Okay, I'm kidding. Let me tell you what. I said this in a previous video, and that is, I have a lot of compassion for people who write to the show, and they're really trying to learn from American hypnotists, myself included. Maybe you got the 5-path DVDs, or you go to a certification course, and it's without having 100% mastery of the language, some of those little nuances can get, lost. And so I want to congratulate you on, going through all the videos on calbanyan.com. Encourage you to get the 5-path DVDs or get with one of our trainers or myself and go through the course. But here's the deal. You're making a mistake. And when you're doing the informed child technique, what you want to do is really bring the ability of the grown-up aspect of your client, the one sitting in your chair, that information, that hindsight to the child. Now, it doesn't bother me at all if I do an age regression and we go back to the womb. It doesn't bother me. I believe that things that are going on in the womb, things that are going on in the mother's life and the child's life may very well have an effect and make an impression on the psyche of the child before they're born. My mind's open to that. Now, but here's the deal. Something happens and the child feels fearful or upset in some way, this in utero child. And at the time, the child could not speak about it because they don't have language. Now, but when we put them in hypnosis and we start speaking to that aspect of our client, which is, still in the mother's womb, just by the fact that we ask them the questions that we ask them, it suggests to them that they can answer it. So they borrow the speaking ability of the grown-up aspect of the client so that they can communicate with you. So something that might not have been fully formed in ideas that were expressible in language in an infant or someone who's in the womb, now can be put together in a way that they can be spoken. All right. Now, so we regress the person. We find this thing, and inside is the thought, Mom doesn't want me, or Mom doesn't love me. And what we want to do is we want to go before that. And what we want to do is get them to, before they're thinking, Mom doesn't love me, because then they've got ears to hear, even if they're very tiny ears. And what we're going to do is not ask the mother if she loves the child. I've never been a mother, but I would think that it's quite possible that that is something that has to develop. Some moms, boy, the moment they know they're pregnant, man, they are so in love with that fetus, it's like crazy. And others, that there might be things going on in their life where they're in some turmoil. And at that moment, they don't love. There might be more fear than there is love. We don't want to trust what that child is going to learn from this perhaps confused, frightened young mother. Instead, we find out what's going on. We regress them back to the ISC. We find out what's happening, what are you thinking, what are you feeling, how old are you? And we do all the tests for the ISC. And then we say, okay, be grown up. We talk to the grown up aspect and say, boy, it'd be nice if you knew then what you know now, right? And I'm talking to the grown up. The child isn't involved in this. and I coach the information or draw the information that I need from the grown-up that would benefit the child. And so I might start off with, with all you know about your mother, you knew her for so how many years or whatever, and did she ever love you? And the answer is either yes or no. And the vast majority of times they'll say yes. And I'll say, did she love you back then? What do you think? Maybe you've heard stories about the pregnancy and what was going on then. Oh yeah, she loved me, but she was frightened. Or maybe she said she didn't know what was going on. It probably wasn't love. She was trying to figure things out. Okay, but did your mother ever love you? Yes. Boy, it'd be nice if you knew back then that even though your mother's going through some turmoil, maybe doubt or fear, that she was going to come to that point of loving you. Isn't that right? Yes. Okay, good. Let's go back and tell the little one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Be there. We go before the event where the child thinks mother doesn't love me, and we tell the child mother does love you if that's the case, only if that's the case, and that she's a little bit, confused right now, or she's fearful, but she's going to love you very much. Now, the other case is we find out, I'm talking to grown up, did your mother ever love you? No. She never loved you at all. Everything you know. That's right. I go, shoo. Wouldn't it be nice if you knew right from the beginning that your mother didn't love you? Now let me ask you something. If you had a little girl like that in your life, I don't know, a niece, a sister, whatever, could you love her? Is she lovable? Yes. Oh, okay, good. Then there's nothing wrong with her. Mother's got the problem. Is that right? Yes. Boy, wouldn't it be nice if you knew that back then? And then we'll do that informed child work. Don't let the outcome of the session depend on something that you don't know the answer to, or you're not prepared to have the answer to. Now, let's say that I made that mistake, and I go back there, I say, "B mom, do you have the little one?" And the mother, the child, the client hallucinates being mother, and the mother says, "No, I don't love her." Then I would just say, "Be grown up. Did your mother ever love you?" And I'd just take off in the same way, and I would fix it from there. Does that help, Elron?
Definitely helps, Cal. I mean, it's all about really being able to reality check the internal landscape of that client with their objective sense of adult logic and reality. And it's just like you mentioned previously. I mean, maybe mom never did love her. Okay? That's not what's important. What's important is the truism that the adult self can transfer over and ultimately create a more resourceful state within that aspect and blow the boundaries of it by doing that.
Is there anything you do differently than what I suggested, or anything you can add to what I suggested?
Actually, not really. I do it just like that.
Hey, and you know what? It works just like that.
That's right. I mean, my advice is, yes, do it just like that. That is a good idea. I don't do it any different at all.
And you know, and
I always check. Client, did your mom love you? Yes or no. That's it. It's really simple. Yes or no. And sometimes I'll be like, I go, did she know how to show it? And they go, oh, no. I go, wouldn't have been nice if you known that back then. So mom just didn't know how to show it. Is that true? Yes. Boy. And then you're on your way with that too, because, being shown love and loving sometimes aren't always both there. Sometimes one's there, but not the other. Sometimes the mom doesn't love them at all, but shows them acts of love the whole time because she's a narcissist or something like that, and that needs to be reality checked as well. There can be a lot of things that happen, but the important point is that the insight and the information needs to come from the adult self, from that higher intelligence, because it's really all about, hey, listen, client, what do you want that little one to believe? Do you want her to believe your truth, or do you want her to believe mom's vision of reality? And then you're on your way.
You got it. Hey, as I kind of think we do, I sometimes think we talk too much about age regression, but on the other hand, it sounds like age regression is really catching on. What do you think, Elron?
I think it is, and I think it really, really should. Especially real affect age regression. The real stuff. The roll up your sleeves and good stuff. And when it's done right, when it's done professionally, I just don't think hardly anything is as powerful as age regression. Everything comes out of that. It's just so powerful. Because there's a lot of different pseudo-emotional release techniques. I'm not going to label what they are, but a lot of them are scratching the surface. Some are deeper than others. Some of them are nothing more than a placebo. But I don't know of anything more powerful than age regression for really neutralizing cognitions that are causing emotion, negative emotion that's overreactive or out of proportion to perpetuate itself inside of a human being, like age regression, especially with limiting beliefs and things like fear. It's just so effective, and that's really, in my opinion, the foundation of what so many of these other forgiveness therapies, they have their roots in age regression as well, and are so much more effective when you make them an adjunct to that.
Exactly. And age regression will do something that so many other techniques, direct suggestion, or most of these tapping techniques, I'll name a few, or some NLP techniques won't do, and that's provide insight. And insight leads to wisdom, and wisdom is kind of like what we came into this world to gain, I think. Hey, let me just say a couple things, and you can stay on this topic if you want, but I don't want to forget. By the way, folks, thanks for using the Ask Us button up there, because that's where these questions are coming from, and we really appreciate it. Makes Elron's job, my job, a lot easier, and it helps us to give you content that you're interested in, that's relevant to what you want. Good. Anything else you want to talk about on this topic there, Elron?
No.
Did you fall asleep on us there? What?
No, I was looking around in my notes and no, that really wraps it up.
Okay.
Quite frankly.
Let me throw one more thing in here, real quick. Elsom Eldridge, he's the one that organizes the entire National Guild of Hypnotists. Well, not the entire thing, but he's the leader of the putting together the National Guild of Hypnotists convention. And as you guys might remember, a couple weeks ago, I did an interview with him, and I gave out so much stuff, and he sent me a list of feedback about 2 or 3 pages long. It was like the biggest turnout they ever had for a teleseminar, and I was so excited. The biggest they ever had. Thank you guys for calling in or going online and being a part of that. And just to thank you again, for those that you didn't manage to get there, I'm going to put the link right below to that, the recording of the seminar. I think it's budurl.com/Banyan, Banyan 2012. But we'll put it down there so that you can see for sure. All right, that's all I got. We got anything else for me, Elron?
That's it, Cal. Why don't we wrap this up and bring it next week?
All right. Do it to it.
All right. Thank you so much for watching this episode today. We always enjoy being here, and we're glad that you came here. Glad that you are excited about hypnosis enough to even check out stuff like this, learning materials. It's so important to have continual education, continual questions, maybe even a little bit of continual doubt is actually a healthy thing, because that's what's going to be what propels you to get your skills better, become a master, really become a subconscious master, and move people through whatever they need to be moved through with your skills. If you want to learn more about what we do, go to hypnosis.org. We have products there, and hypnosiscenter.com also has lists of schedules for training. We have an advanced training, and we also have training where we take you from ground up, from nothing to being a hypnotherapist trained in 5-path hypnotherapy and 7th path self-hypnosis as a facilitator, and we can teach you that. If you want to contact me, my email address is elronhypnosis@gmail.com, and my website, safeeffectivehypnosis.com. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. L.
Thank-
Ron Ferguson signing off.
Thank you, Elron. And oh, by the way, I'm looking at my clipboard. Hey, especially you guys out there on the East Coast, but really we've got people signed up from all over the world. Remember that the National Guild of Hypnotists Convention is coming up in August, and I'm teaching a pre and post convention 7-day workshop. And what's it going to be? It's going to be about the Week of Power, the confidence skill building course where you can learn 5-path and 7-path. Now this is for anyone who's already trained and certified as a hypnotherapist or a consulting hypnotist. It's not a beginner's course, although I will be going over on the first day some fundamentals just to make sure we're all on the same page. But after that, we're going to rock and roll, and it's going to be just one heck of a course. That's it. I'm done babbling. This is Cal Banyan. Bye for now. This recording is the property of Cal Banyan and the Banyan Hypnosis Center for Training and Services, Incorporated. All rights reserved, for private use only, may not be duplicated without permission. For contact information, go to www.hypnosiscenter.com.